Jessie here. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have you join me today. We're going to be talking about a topic that most struggle with, which is organizing your trunk. And specifically, we're going to zoom in on winter essentials. So we are smack dead in the middle of winter, right? We are mid-February, so we're halfway through. I believe the end of winter is March the 20th. I could be wrong. So if I am, definitely fact check me and put it in the comments below. So I might not be sure of the date, but what I am sure of is that people are still unprepared. Or if they are prepared, they have their items all over the place, and when it comes to they have an emergency, or when they need the items, they can't find it. They can't find it. It's like all over the car, all over the place, and you're like, wait, what? We can't get out of this ditch because you can't find the shovel? Yeah, you don't want that to be happening to you. So today I'm going to be covering some essential items that's good to have in your car, how to organize them, and how to keep everything orderly and at bay so you can actually use the rest of your trunk space for when you need it. So without delay, let's get started. So come on. Let's go. So guys, let's get started. First, I'm going to be discussing what we have laid here on the table. So I have a first aid kit, working gloves, a headlamp, pliers, wire cutters, a screwdriver with different screw heads, masking tape, ponchos, a thermal car blanket, a bungee cord, multi-use utility knife, lighter, and batteries. And these are items that you can keep in your car all year long. You don't have to just have it in your car for winter emergencies. And the way I store it is in a toolbox. So I picked up this cute little toolbox in the Dollar Tree. It cost me $1. And it was perfect, to fit everything in it. It keeps everything nice and organized. And I'm just going to show you how I actually put it all in and actually have it all organized and secure. And if I need any of these items, they're right at my disposal. So one item that is great to have are these thermal car blankets. They're pretty cheap. You can get them, from Walmart. I think even the Dollar Tree sells them. And they're perfect, for those emergencies. If your car were to break down in the winter, you might have a tow service, which is great. But if you ever had to use a tow service, you would know that it takes them sometimes up to a few hours just to get to you. So I would suggest, out of all the items that we are viewing here, emergency thermal blankets are an excellent choice to have stocked in your car for the winter season. So what comes handy in the winter months is having an additional stocked inventory of winter accessories. So that's hats, scarves, gloves. I also like to keep hand and toe warmers. So these accessories will come in handy, of course, if you get bombarded with snow and you are not prepared. So a great way to store these items is with a packing cube. So this is a packing cube from Eagle Creek. It's part of its packet system. If you're not familiar with packing cubes, they are used for travel. A lot of people use them to organize their items in their suitcase when they are traveling to destinations. So I do use this for travel, and obviously I use it for my travel within my car system. And it helps keep everything nice and organized. Everything is nice and stacked in one area. And when the seasons change from winter to spring and fall, and I don't need these specific items any longer, I am able to just grab the handle and swoop it out the car. I just store it for next season, and I usually trade it in for another packing system that has like my spring or a different season clothing. So it works well. And now let's talk about emergency lights. So I have a set of 2 different lights. The first light we're going to discuss is the LED work light. It has amazing features. It has a swivel hook which allows you to hang the light, so it's great if you're working on the car. You can also use it as a flashlight. It has a light right directly on the top. The bottom has a magnetic support stand, so you actually could use it with any magnetic base. And then the bottom also has a support stand that also rotates, so you can manipulate the light to be used on how you need it. The secondary light, which is always good to have, are roadside lights. These are LED first alert lights. They take 3 AA batteries. And the way you use these is if you have obviously an emergency and you need to pull over, especially when you're traveling at night. It's hard to see cars that are pulled over if you have your car off, or you might have your car on, but cars coming from a distance can't see you. So you actually put these on the road around your car to show that you are on the road. It also helps as a visual, so emergency responders could find your vehicle. It also comes with its own carrying bag, which is great because it's easy to find. It has a slot for all 3 lights, and it has a section to actually store the batteries. One thing to keep in mind is if you have items like these lights or flashlights, whatever takes batteries, it's always a good idea to keep the batteries outside of the items, because when you go to use the items, you'll have fresh batteries. One thing you don't want to do is pick up a flashlight. You have the resources, but the batteries are dead, and that's always a bummer, right? So you don't want to have that. So a tip is always to keep the batteries stored outside of the item. Do not keep the batteries inside the items itself. So next item we will be discussing is tow strap. So you will see so many cars in the winter season going out of control, sliding on ice, falling into ditches. So it's always good to have this strap in your car just in case something like that happens to you. It's better to be prepared, right? And then here I'm going to show this item. It's from Frost Guard. It is actually meant to protect your side mirrors. And I'll be showing it a little bit more, how to use it, what it does, and later on in the video. And this no joke carrying case came with my shovel set, but since I'm not using it for my shovel set, it works perfect to store these items. So this item right here is a must-have in my opinion. It's an emergency portable charger, and it has different operations. It operates as a floodlight. It has jumper cables, so it actually is a jump start for your car. So if you have a dead battery, you don't actually have to stop another car, flag anyone down. You actually have your physical jump start right there. No other car is needed. It also powers 2 devices simultaneously, and it also offers wireless charging technology, so you could put your phone right directly on top of the base of the unit if you have that capability in your cell phone and you are missing the USB wire. As you can see, it does come with its own set of USB cords, and it comes with a cute carrying pouch to keep everything nicely organized in one place. And when you're looking for it in the trunk, you know, because it says Halo right on the outside. And winterizing your vehicle is never complete without having a shovel set. So this here is a Martha Stewart set that I picked up. It comes with, of course, its own carrying case. As you guys can see, I love having carrying cases. It houses the track assist, and it houses the collapsible aluminum shovel, and it keeps it nice and together, which is one of the reasons why I love carrying cases. And then, you know, with inside your trunk, it's easy to identify what is what, because everything has its own individual specific carrying pouch. So guys, have you ever been stuck in your car, stranded somewhere, and you are dying of thirst? Yeah, I've been there, and it is not fun, guys. So the solution to that is keeping water pouches for emergencies. So these specific pouches you are able to purchase off of Amazon. And I keep them in these cute little pouches. This is a collection from Joe Mangano. If you're not familiar with her, definitely Google her. She has some great products. And so this was the perfect solution for storing these water pouches. So the best way to keep everything nice and organized after you got your different items and your essentials together is a trunk organizer. I suggest a trunk organizer that breaks down into multiple parts, that is adjustable. This one right here breaks down into 6 different ways. So if you have smaller items or larger items, it is adjustable. You could customize it. So here I have it broke down into 4 ways, and I'm gonna start filling it up. So all the essential items that were laid out on the table in the beginning of the video are in this organizer. So right here we have food items, so just some bars. I have a box of Captain Crunch, some toilet tissue, I have an extra flashlight, a deck of cards, because when you are stranded it gets boring. In addition to those winter items that you keep in your car, the hat, the scarf, all that good stuff, it's always good to keep a blanket. Super important. And here we have the water packs that we showed earlier. The first aid alerts. Under it is the toolbox, the halo. Have you ever seen those cars catch on fire in the middle of the highway? Yeah, it's always good to have a fire extinguisher. They come in a smaller size just for the cars, so it's good to have a collapsible book bag or bag in your car, and that's what I'm showing here. That's that blue thing. It comes, of course, in its pouch. My favorite thing, pouches. So as you can see, it houses everything pretty well. Everything fits nice and neat and tucked away, and it even has these actual side pockets, so you could put additional items. And 2 items that I would definitely suggest for winter or just having in your car at all times is a WD-40 spray, which is a lubricant spray. Basically it loosens corroded bolts and nuts, and you know, when you're changing a tire and stuff is stuck, that works great. And fix a flat, if you don't know what that is, it's basically alternative to actually sitting down and fixing your flat basically. And yes, I keep a wine opener in my car. This was a gift from a friend, and it works perfect. So if you get stuck somewhere and there's a wine store and you don't have a wine opener, well, there you go. I have a solution for everything. And I always suggest traveling with Lysol. So you never know when you're going to have an accident and you need to do a quick cleanup. Fuel containers are always good to keep in a car as well. You never know when you're going to run out of gas or when you're going to get stuck somewhere. 2 great things to also keep in your car is windshield wiper fluid and Windex. So I actually take the big bottle and just transfer it into these containers and just keep it on the other side of my trunk organizer. So whether you use a windshield guard or not, it's always a smart idea to keep a scraper in your car so you can clean off back windows, windows itself, or the top of your vehicle. And I always suggest keeping an umbrella in the car, or one that's large enough that can house a few people. And there's so many different options when it comes to scrapers, so make sure you're choosing one that works for you and your vehicle. It always depends on what works for you. So with everything nicely organized in the trunk organizer, we actually have an abundance of space left over. Another important item to have in your car is paper towels. They serve so many purposes, especially if you have kids or animals. They definitely come in handy, and they serve a different purpose than Lysol wipes, so it's always good to have. And with the extra space, I just added my thermal freezer bag that just came with my trunk organizer. So let's talk about the actual protection of the car. So how do we protect our mirrors and glass? Well, remember those force guard side mirrors protectors I discussed in the beginning of the video? Well, this is what they are. This is what they do. They actually protect your side mirrors from snow, from ice. They go directly over it. They have this little string strap for custom fit, and they are perfect to avoid scraping. And this set actually came with the windshield cover, and I'm always amazed how people don't use this more often. It's perfect for when it snows and when it's sleeting. It actually prevents, like I said, scratching the mirror, the windshield. And this specific one is from Force Guard, that is the brand, and it's elongated enough that it actually covers your wiper blades. So you will see a lot of people in the winter, they actually put their wiper blades up to avoid the blades getting, iced on the physical glass. And I'm like, why do they do that? You could just actually put a shield. It takes a few seconds to put up, as you just saw me demonstrate, and it folds up nice and neat into its own, of course, storage pouch. So as I tell you, I love storage pouches. So it's like, just easy. All you do is pull it off. It actually has a strap. The physical windshield cover has a strap that goes directly inside the car door, so no one can actually physically rip it off your car. So sometimes you can have, deaf people come to your car and just take your stuff off. It is the city in New York City. So that prevents that from happening. And like I said, it has a storage pouch, and this is what it looks like. So have you ever had that experience when you're just walking along in some nice pretty shoes, some nice heels, and then boom, out of nowhere, snow hits? Yeah, I have a solution for that. Stay prepared by always keeping a pair of snow boots in your vehicle. It's always good to have a rubber sole on your boots. These in particular are very, very warm, and they come all the way up to the knee, so it's perfect if I'm ever out and about and it just starts snowing out of nowhere, and I'm able to just change my shoes. So that's always a good tip. Always keep a pair of snow boots in your vehicle. Guys, this concludes this video. I hope you stay prepared. I hope if you are not prepared, you have not been prepared, you picked up some tips and maybe some items that might be useful for you. Hope everyone stays safe on the road and invest in their safety. And until next time, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.